whilst a lot of people say that nothing ever happens in farming, a lot can change in a year. 2022 saw some historic highs for dairy, livestock and cereals. However, in 2023, concerns over, oh fuck it, you don't care why it happened, you just want to know what happened. So here goes. As we ushered in 2023, this represented the final year of traditional BPS claims. Shit just got very real for farmers in England. The Oxford Farming Conference highlighted the broken food supply chain here in the UK, but you don't need me to tell you how that's changed over the past 12 months. As milk prices peaked, agflation began to drop, albeit from a fucking high bar, which doesn't provide much respite for farmers. February saw 4 of the big supermarkets introduce limits on the purchase of some fruit and vegetables, which they claimed was due to adverse weather conditions, but it was more likely caused by them trying to fuck over suppliers. The Bank of England raised interest rates to 4%, the highest in 14 years, and Nicola Sturgeon resigned as Scotland's First Minister. Fucking wonder why that was. Sorry. Tickle in the throat. March saw the last full BPS application open, whilst DEFRA released more information on biodiversity net gain. And by that I mean say a lot and say absolutely nothing at the same time. The silly bastards at Oxford County Council voted to ban red meat from the menu. The UK experienced its coldest March night since 2010, with temperatures dipping to -15 in Scotland. Oh yeah, and Ireland won the Grand Slam. Scotland were robbed. In April, Tesco reduces the price of a 4-pint bottle of milk from £1.65 to £1.55. Cheap bastards. Following a cut in wholesale prices, which did this throughout the year. Carbon markets do what they've always done, and that is promise the earth but deliver on absolutely nothing, yet. John Ram wins the Masters on fuel prices, did this. And that was about it for April. It was a fairly quiet month as it happens. In May, the World Health Organization announced that COVID, do you remember that, is officially over, 3 years after it started. We saw the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla, if you care about that sort of stuff, and as it turns out, a lot of people don't. Wind power is reported as the main source of electricity generation in the UK for the first 3 months of the year. Philip Schofield resigns from ITV. Stupid bastard. And Tina Turner died. She really was simply the best, if you liked aging women in tight dresses. June saw Prince Harry go to court, and in a surprising turn of events, the accusations were not against him. Farmers' mental health was revealed as one of the industry's biggest challenges. Interest rates hit 5%. The UK government decides to send migrants to Rwanda, whilst fertiliser prices did this. The Royal Highland Show gave everyone in their auntie an excuse to get smashed off their tits and think tipping people's caravans is an acceptable form of behaviour. Christ, I'm getting old. It became a year of strikes in July, with teachers, junior doctors, civil servants and tube drivers staging a mass walkout. Farmers didn't bother as they were too busy feeding the fucking country and realised that their industry bodies wouldn't give a fuck anyway. Hugh Edwards gets up to some amount of nonsense at the BBC. He's another silly bastard. Sinead O'Connor dies. Remember her? And DEFRA continued to make fuck up after fuck up of their new environmental schemes to replace BPS. I can't really remember anything of note happening in August other than Michael Parkinson dying and Harry Kane moving to Bayern Munich, so let's just leave it at that. Kane is a bit of a turncoat, but you gotta remember that money talks and bullshit walks. September saw the NFU and British sugar beet price talks hit a bit of a deadlock. The NFU really have had a bit of a shocker this year, but then tried to pull it back with the yearly Back British Farming Day, which was actually pretty good. Controlled rollout of SFI payments created a bit of a shit show in the industry, while staff at Tesco were fitted with body cams following a series of violent incidents. It's a shame they couldn't protect their suppliers as well as that. Shame, but hey-ho. The red tractor piss tape with the greener farm commitment is uncovered, and Michael Gambon, true legend, dies at 82. In October, the drama of the red tractor green farm commitment begins to develop into a media shit show, and the NFU are left with their pants down, but do what everyone else does in a crisis. Play dumb and just pretend they didn't know. Storm Babbitt causes widespread flooding and damage to crops, the war in Gaza breaks out, and Matthew Perry dies, while sheep farmers remain vigilant as an outbreak of blue tongue is detected in the Netherlands. November saw water companies have an absolute howler when it comes to water quality in the UK, and yet it's farmers who end up going to jail over a single attempt to dredge. South Africa win the 2023 World Cup against New Zealand. Again, Scotland were robbed. David Cameron returns to politics. God help us all. The COVID inquiry shows us all just how dirty a cheating bastard Matt Hancock really was, and the fairy tale of New York, Shane McGowan, dies at 65. Which wasn't really a surprise to anyone, as I think he'd been dying for the past 20 years. December saw Mark Drakeford resign as First Minister of Wales, which was met by jubilant scenes on Welsh farms who all lit bonfires and burned effigies in celebration of the resignation. Beef prices for the year finished strong, as did lamb and pork on the whole. Wheat price futures were down on the year, as was fuel and fertiliser costs, which goes some way for hope in 2024. And now I'm realising I've recorded this video on the 19th of December, so if anything major happens between now and the 31st, then I'm pretty fucked, but quite frankly, I think that's a risk I'm going to have to live with. So that's it, folks. Have a fantastic Hogmanay, and I'll see you all in 2024.